I just figured I would post before I go to bed. Um, I did something tonight that I haven't done in a while. Um, I was at my girlfriend's. We were playing Othello because Othello's a game you play. And we, um, while we were doing that, I listened to the Canucks game. I actually fired up the radio and listened, and I haven't done that in a long time. What it did, listening on Team 1040, was it allowed me to you you have a different experience listening to a game on the radio than you do watching it on TV. So I'm just going to go with what I heard in the second and third period from what was conveyed through the radio. The Canucks power play is going to struggle. Um, this is a known thing. Um, I think their penalty killing will struggle as well. This is a big part of the reason why the team struggled last year as opposed to the year before. You have to have good special teams, um, especially when you're not fantastic 5-on-5, and I think they're they're going to have issues there. But um, there were some things I heard that I was happy about. Levy sounded like he played a decent game. Stetcher played a decent game, from what I heard. And Miller, though the team loses 3-2 in overtime, Ryan Miller was not the reason that they lost. And this is like last year for the Canucks. I take positives out of a game and I go, okay, they lost. It's fine. It's preseason, so it doesn't matter. But they lose the game. They don't get slaughtered. And there are good takeaways from it. So, Stetcher, Levy were the ones that I heard a lot on the radio. Horvat I heard a few times, a little bit with Gauntz. And Shepard. Shepard is doing his best to get a roster spot. I don't know that he gets a contract, but the effort's been there from what I've heard. But Levy, I think that my projection with the Canucks when I projected their opening lineup was that Levy would get his 9 games, and I think based on what I heard tonight and just the overall Canucks team play and their need for a goaltender, I think that happens. I think the Canucks will give him his 9 games and then they'll send him back to junior. But that's just a little preseason drop in the bucket. Take it with a grain of salt because it is preseason and you can only read so much into preseason. I was not surprised that San Jose won the game. I think the Sharks are the class of the division this year. They should be. I mean, they went to the final. In their division, there isn't a team that should be close to them. The Kings are not fantastic. The Ducks, I think, are going to have problems. But I think the Ducks make the playoffs and finish second. Calgary's not in their league. And from there you have Arizona, Edmonton, and Vancouver. So San Jose wins that division, and as a Canucks fan, it's hard to say it, but hey. And this is where I differ from other fans, in that I understand losses are going to happen. I understand the team is going to lose more than they win this year. That's just how it's going to be. I look at individual players and say, okay, are these guys developing? Are these guys going to have a good year? And that's why I listen and I say, okay, which prospect is likely to be making a name for himself and potentially getting himself into the opening night roster. My statement in the video yesterday about getting overly hyped about preseason is still absolutely my opinion. I think Stetcher gets pushed out, likely due to numbers, because he doesn't have to clear waivers, but Biega does, unless I'm wrong and Stetcher has to clear waivers. But I'm pretty sure he doesn't because he hasn't played an NHL game yet, and he just signed as a free agent. I don't think that Biega will stay either. I think Biega will get sent down, and I think Biega will clear waivers when he does get sent down. It is going to be interesting to see what their lineup is for opening night, or whether it is one with or without Ulevi. They're still not a playoff team. I just can't see it. But I will watch games. I will pay attention. Listening on the radio interests me. Because it's a fun way to enjoy a hockey game that took me way back, especially playing a board game like that in the kitchen or in the dining room. It's fun. So I just figured I would share that out and throw that out there for anybody who didn't see the game. I didn't see it. Certainly when the Sharks scored in overtime, I swore. This is the thing. I understand they're going to lose. Doesn't mean I'm happy when they do. That's the thing. I'm not happy when they lose. I just understand that they will. So that's my opinion on that. I hope everybody's had a good night and a good weekend. For me, I'm already getting up to day 3 of my week tomorrow. So again, my days off are Thursday and Friday now. I will not be seeing my girlfriend tomorrow. So for those who say, hey, you haven't posted enough videos, yeah, you'll get more out of me tomorrow, in all likelihood. I'll definitely stream some video game stuff tomorrow and get back on it. The view counts have been high, and the subscriber counts have been going up, and I appreciate each and every one of you that share on Twitter or whatever media you're sharing on, and I will do my best to provide you with good content. I talked to my girlfriend about the backdrop tonight. She's going to get to work on it. We've got a singular vision of how it should look and how it's going to work. Basically, you won't be able to see the room behind me. You'll see the backdrop, and it'll give it more of a studio feel. And she's also working on getting me a new computer. So, and I could have it within the next couple of weeks. So I really, for anybody out there who's saying, oh, he has a girlfriend, how's this going to affect the channel? It's going to make it a lot better. It's the computer that I use right now is literally the cheapest computer I could find. At the time, it was the cheapest computer because at the time it was I just gonna use this for my writing, just gonna use this for books. I didn't do YouTube videos at the time. It didn't matter to me. I had no idea this was gonna happen. So she's gonna move some money around in all likelihood and computer. Yeah. So that's going to be fun. Anyways, I just figured I would throw that out there as well. But here's the thing. Again, for me, when I watch hockey, it's more about the players than about the teams. Once the playoffs roll around, it's about the teams. If it's Vancouver, Boston, or Dallas, I want to see them win. If it's these guys, I want to see them win. Anybody else, I'm curious about who's playing well, and who's gonna be a star. So with the young guys, and then with the established players, who's having a good season, who isn't. I get into all of that. So anyways, yeah, I just figured I would post tonight, and that's it for me for today. I will be back and talking to you guys tomorrow.